Man, let's talk Cowboys football. I got to talk. I
Oh
got to do
yeah,
it. I
yeah.
got to do it. We'll do some previews and then we'll talk about odds. We'll do some prop bet odds to finish it off. How about that?
That sounds good.
Um, but man, so training camp started, and let me tell you how excited I am. Really, I've been talking about this for the past few days, haven't I?
Yeah, you have.
And I think that my fandom, the optimism, the hopefulness is building up way too quickly, and I'm actually worrying myself here. I'm actually
Rightfully so.
worrying myself here. Yes, there has been a lot of talk about this new look defense and what they've got and what they're doing, and everybody knows. I mean, they know who they went out and got. Obviously, adding somebody like Kobe Durant, going out and getting Rashawn Gary. They got Quentin Williams last year. They got Kenny Clark. Overshown's coming back off of the injury. They got Malachi Lawrence in the draft. Johnson Barham out of Michigan. We may actually have one Michigan defensive player that's not absolute dog shit for once. Um, Caleb Downs in the draft. He's looking like he's making plays all over the field from the videos that I'm seeing. They were in and they were just helmets, and then they went to a shell, and then they finally today went to full pads, and they were flying around, popping each other, doing that. D Winters at the other linebacker spots, looking like he's going to be something. Like I mentioned, Kobe Durant has got that going. They've got Siobhan Revel who's fighting for it. So there's a lot of really positive things here that are happening. But I've got a couple deals here. I guess I don't know if I did five or if I did four. So I did five. No, I did four. So I got a four list for you. I'm going down from my five. Maybe I should keep my five things here, but I got four. So here's the biggest thing of Cowboys training camp so far from week one and then the first day of pads that I've taken away from it, and that just from what I've seen, um, the offense is picking up right where it left off, which I think a lot of people probably expected. Obviously, they're calling themselves Gotti now. That's what they nicknamed their offense. Greatest offense there is,
Oh my God.
right? So that's their nickname. That's what they're calling themselves. You've got, you talk about where they are. Obviously, Dak Prescott throwing for over 3,500 yards last year. You had George Pickens, who had over 1,400 yards receiving. CeeDee Lamb had over 1,000 yards. Javonte Williams rushed for over 1,000 yards. Ferguson was a top five tight end. You've got that offensive line that's actually finally gelling together. Tyler Guyton looks like he's grown this year, and there was going to be a competition at left tackle, and he's taken all the snaps and he's held his own so far. So it looks like we've gotten that solidified on the front, and that's going to happen. Now, the one thing that they had been missing is that third receiver. Obviously, Kevon Turpin had come in, and he's been kind of a gadget player. It helped him with some different options. But the one player that started coming on last year, and Ryan Flo, he has really, solidified himself this camp so far as that third receiver. He came really, ready to ball. He worked out tirelessly with Dak in the offseason, and he has been making play after play so far in training camp. He's they've said that he is closer to CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens right now than he is to your average NFL wide receiver. Right. So that's saying a lot from, and this isn't just Cowboys people in the building. This is other people that are just watching it, right? CeeDee went on the record the other day and said that he'll be the third 1,000-yard wide receiver for the Cowboys, as in they'll have three this year. And Ryan Flournoy is going to be that third. So you got some deep fantasy, roots there. Watch out for Ryan Flo. So I guess we shouldn't have traded that third round pick for Jonathan Mingo, though. So hindsight, that one wasn't a good one, Jerry. Come on, Bubba. Uh, second thing, like I talked about, Jashawn Barham is making a name for himself already. Now, there was a lot we talked about. It was just in helmets, and then it went to shell, and then the first day of pads, he has been all over the place. I mean, they're playing him on outside linebacker off the ball there. He has shown that he can rush. He's shown that he can play inside the tackles on a linebacker spot. He's been making plays all over the field, whether it's been getting in the backfield and getting tackles for losses. filling gaps, doing those kind of things. He had a pass breakup in the end zone from that Dak was targeting CeeDee on, so he was making plays in coverage. He's just he's come out. He has shown that he's physically ready. He is mentally there. He's trying to take that next step. And I don't know if he's necessarily going to be a starter, but he's going to be a big contributor here. And he has, he's a guy that's got a lot of people buzzing. There's going to be, I think there's going to be a lot of people talking about him as we go into the preseason and go into the NFL season. He's going to be a big contributor, and you're only going to continue to see his role grow and grow and grow. So finally, a Michigan boy to come across and help us out there. So thanks for nothing, Taco.
Mozzie.
Other one, Rashawn Gary, obviously, veteran leadership coming out, being able to seal the end of the line there. He was the first guy in camp that caused a fumble in one of the team drills. He's just showing that he is not going to necessarily be the dud that a lot of the Cowboys fans in general thought that he was going to be. I think that he's going to have a huge impact on this team. They are across the board on the defensive line. This went from one of the weakest units that we've had in a long time. The defensive line has always been an issue to an absolute strength that we have, right? So within having Gary and Williams and Clark, those guys along the defensive line is definitely one of the big things. And I think it's going to help our lack of depth at the linebacker spot tremendously, with those guys being able to hold up offensive linemen and blocks and things of that nature to get them run. So, and then fourth, I've got Kobe Durant. So he's holding down cornerback 2 right now, and he has come out and he's making some plays. Caught a lot of heat because he was the one that was wearing number 2, and everybody wanted him to give the number to Caleb Downs, which never happened. But he has been making some really good plays. He's obviously getting to go against 2 of the best receivers in the NFL in Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. And he's coming over from the Rams, where he had a kind of up and down season last year. And so far throughout camp, he has proven that he may pay off to be, a good signing, short-term signing that'll help us out this year. Deron Bland looks like he's holding down cornerback 1, and then Durant is holding off Siobhan Revel for that cornerback 2 position right there. So those are big battles to look at there. That cornerback position. You've got what's going to happen with the defensive, side of the ball, because you're going to have up to 7 new starters on the defensive side of the ball. There's a lot more talking that's going on. Christian Parker has got these guys playing with energy. He's got them trash talking. The communication across the board, what they talk about is just people talking of where they need to be, what they're doing. Last year, you saw on numerous big plays where there was no communication whatsoever. Kenneth Murray was running around out there, both thumbs up his ass, not going to know what's going on. So, yeah. So, I'm not. That guy was, oh my gosh. That guy was tough. So, just the communication alone, Christian Parker is a huge plus to us this year. It looks like the team has really adapted to him and going to help us get over this Matty Ruflus situation.
Not both thumbs up.
Yeah, not just one. He had both of them. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Shit. That's good stuff.
So, that's the truth.
No, but in all reality, if that communication is better, then that's a good sign for your Cowboys, because there was multiple times it looked bad last year
where it was terrible. And we don't need a top 10 defense. We just need top 20. We just don't need to be 32, boys. We just don't need to be 32. So,
jeez.
Anyways, but yeah. So that's my Cowboy stuff. We're going to continue to talk Cowboys and all that. And Emilio hates it, and I apologize, but I can't help it. So.
No. Right now, this is what I fully expect. I expect the optimism. I expect the early parade celebration.
There's no parade here. There's no parade.
Parade planning. I can see it. There's a change in you, and it's happening already, and it's fine. I'll just be waiting come week 8, week 9.
Avery hates it too. She's always saying, my wife, Avery, is always telling me, all they do is leave the pieces here for me to have to pick up afterwards.
Oh,
And I'm sure a lot of you out there are the same way. And I don't know. It's just everybody always says, "Why am I a Cowboys fan?" And I don't know. I was born this way. I was born with this disorder. I can't help it. So it's not something you choose. It's something you're born into. But anyways, man, let's look at some prospects before we wrap it up here.